What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Pedley. Guys, I miss you all so much. I'm so sorry that I'm not there with you. I'm not able to be with you. Please, please, please forgive me. But we do have some work to do, so let's get into it. On your worksheet, you have a do now question. First, I want you to look at this do now. I'll make this correction. It says, please solve for the missing angle. Measurement angle ABC is 120 degrees and measurement angle ABE is 65 degrees. Change this measurement angle ABE to angle CBE. All right, angle CBE or EBC. 65 degrees. Go ahead, take 2 minutes, solve for the missing angle. I want to see you annotate your diagram and showing all your work. All right, so pause this video and take 2 minutes. Go. All right, so let's try this out, right? We have our angle ABC is 120. You guys should have underline that, right? And angle CBE 65. So let's mark what we know. We know angle ABC 120 degrees and angle CBE, right? We're going to use 2 marks, 65 degrees. Hopefully you've written this. Should have written this statement. Measurement angle ABE plus measurement angle AB. Oops, sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. So measurement angle ABE plus measurement angle EBC equals measurement angle ABC, right? 2 parts, part 1, 1 small part, another plus another small part equals the whole. And go ahead, we're going to substitute. We don't know what angle ABE is, right? So we're going to give that an X. So X plus, we know measurement angle EBC is 65 equals 120. So this is what you should have. And we already know how to solve for X, right? We subtract. I'll use red. Draw your line down the middle, right? And subtract 65 on both sides. Then we get X is equal to 120 minus 65 is 50. Should have gotten 55. But the answer didn't say solve for X. It says solve for the missing angle. So the missing angle is measurement angle ABE. And that is equal to what? 55. Don't forget your degree symbol. 55 degree. And that is your answer. So just check to make sure you have that work. Great. So now let's go into our notes. Today we are learning about complements and supplements, right? Our goal is to understand complementary and supplementary angles. So complementary angles are 2 angles that are adjacent to each other that add up to 90 degrees. And supplementary angles are 2 angles that are adjacent to each other that add up to 180 degrees. I want you guys to think, right? 90 degrees, anytime we see an angle that is 90 degrees, right? we should know that this is a right angle. And anytime we see angle 180 degrees, this is a straight angle. So make those notes for yourself. And we have a new term today, a term called adjacent. Might have heard that word before, but in this case for geometries, when two angles are next to each other and share the same side. Okay, two angles next to each other that share the same side. So we're going to go ahead and take a look, right? In order to know that you have complementary or supplementary angles, you need to know that the angles are adjacent to each other first. Are these angles adjacent? That's what you need to ask, okay? And sometimes the question will tell you these angles are supplementary or these angles are complementary. But it will tell you, are these angles adjacent? All right? And again, adjacent angles must share the same side. Okay? They must share the same side. So let's take a look. We're going to indicate, are these angles here? Are these indicated angles, the angles drawn below, adjacent? So we have angle BAC, and we also have angle CAD. So I want you to look at this. Are these adjacent? Take a second and think about it. Are the two angles I highlighted adjacent? You should have said that yes, they are adjacent. They share ray AC. And you're going to note that that is the shared side. So take a second and I want you to look at the next two, number 2 and 3. Are those angles adjacent? So I'm going to pause and I want you to try, see what you figure out on your own. All right, go ahead. All right, and we are back. So we have angle EFG and angle HGF. These angles are next to each other, but do not share the same ray. Well, they're not, sorry. They are not next to each other. They're in the same area, but they don't share the same ray. They only share the same ray, sorry. They are not next to each other, but they share the same side, which is FG. But they're not next to each other, so they are not adjacent. No. Here we have angle J and M and angle L and K. They share the same vertex, but not the same side, or they are not next to each other. So therefore they are not adjacent. All right. So just make sure you're checking that. They are not adjacent. Good. So let's now move on to example 2. It says, let us identify complementary pairs. Remember complementary pairs. Two angles that add up to 90 degrees. All right, I'm going to just write that out. So idealistically, idealistically, we need to figure out how many pairs do we have. So I'll tell you, for complementary pairs here, we have about 2 pairs. Right? And first, let's get number 2. Let's just jump down to number 3 for a second, right? Question says, what are the pairs? So let's highlight. We got one angle, HIC, and angle CIJ. So write that down. Angle CIJ and angle HIC. So now that you see this, right? What side do they share? Go ahead, take 1 second. I want you to think about that. I'm going to pause. Think about it. What side do they share? All right. You should have said that they share ray IC. So we have, oops, sorry, we don't have 2 pairs. We don't have 2 pairs of complementary pairs. We only have 1 pair. And they share ray IC, and the pair is angle CIJ and angle HIC. So make that correction. Great. Now let's look at example 3. Example 3 says angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary angles. What does that mean? Yes, 2 angles that add up to 90 degrees. Solve for measurement angle 2. All right, so we have 4 different questions here. So let's look at A, right? A says measurement angle 1 is 56 degrees. So if I'm going to solve that, I'm going to write something like this, right? Measurement angle 1 plus measurement angle 2 equals 90. I know what measurement angle 1, so 56 plus, I don't know what measurement angle 2 is, so I'll give it a variable. X equals 90. And we know how to solve this. Subtract 56 on both sides. X is equal to, and I want you to use your calculators and solve and see what you get. You should have gotten X is 34. So that means measurement angle 2 is 34 degrees. So go ahead, take about 6 minutes and solve. I'm going to wait. Solve for angle 2 for B, C, and D. All right. So for B, you should have got